Hello people, this is Ryder here to review the Ultraman Zero Ultralight Coin Zero set. So of course, if you're going to have a gimmick, you're going to have sets correlating to the gimmick. So here we are with our first set of this mini line of toys. So as you can see from here, the lineup comprises of another Ultraman Zero, Z Alpha Edge, Ultraman Saga, and Ultraman Belial. So again, there they are at the top. It's kind of similar in vein to the Ultra Metal packaging. At least it's 4 as opposed to 3. Which is why it's in this kind of packaging, so it's not really... I was going to say it's similar, but I remembered how those 3 packs were. Tells you the basics of those and the warnings and cautions and such, and that for some reason you're skeptical of this not being officially approved. There's the official Super Raya approval. And again, this is Bandai China, so I feel like I have to advise that because some people are going to be skeptical racially. So here we are with the set. Here we are with the badly framed angle. Also, then I can just keep it at the same zoom in. So here's our first, sorry, they're not medals, the first coin of the set. Here we have normal Ultraman Zero. And the thing I want to point out with these ones is that they definitely contrast from the last 2 that we looked at, because first of all, these are now no longer art pieces. These are just suit pictures, but I don't mind them. The quality is nice. And the backgrounds are actually color coordinated, and they're now sparkly now, which is pretty neat. And I really like the shadow they added for Zero. Again, we got the name in English and Chinese. If you've not seen the actual video in comparison of the brace, here is the rim of the coin in the back. All of these now are marked 114. I don't know why. It's probably... I genuinely don't know why. Next up, we got Z Alpha Edge, who is represented by green, which is pretty interesting. And then for once per these videos, I'll compare them with a Ultra Metal. Again, if you have not seen the original video. And then for a really interesting choice, we have Ultraman Saga, which is really cool. He is yellow, which is pretty neat. So it's just kind of like a generic, like, explosion. Not explosion, but like... Is that like lightning in the back for his? Because I was going to say, the others are more like... Zero and Z are more like streaks. And then like... Saga is like a lightning explosion. Because then Belial, our last one, is a fire swirl. Because I really do like that the backgrounds are, like, different. So, let's use them with the Zero original brace. So again, just insert a link. So... and the finisher. Close that up and slide that out. I think I forgot to say to slide them out. But yeah, obviously this one has the same sounds as this one, but it at least knows the difference between the 2. Because obviously, like was said, this one, despite being labeled as Ultraman Zero, this one is labeled as the Ultra Zero Mantle version. Next up, set Alpha Edge. Yeah, okay. I forgot to bring up several things. You have to press this down. You can't just lightly press it. Again, it doesn't really matter if it's open or closed. You have to do it all manually. Saga. Again, you also can, again, it doesn't really matter how you put this in, because again, the box has it like this. Yeah, I think this was before, was it Arc? I don't remember which series, or which series they decided to change up Saga's grunt to that one. And for some reason, they no longer have the sound for the Saga Maximum. Obviously, I forgot to mention, this is the wide zero shot. The Zetzium coloring is for Delta Rise Claw, and that never got done. I assume it's the same sound as the Zetzium Coulson, because Alpha Edge's finisher just never got put into toys until the Gut Hyper Key. You also have to wait until the standby starts to then press it in. Setsum Mazer. That's what it was called. But this is the Detsium Coulson. Obviously, I think they expanded on the sound, because I don't remember it being this long. But obviously, again, it was probably since like Taiga they expanded on the sound. It's gonna overheat soon, but one of the things I also forgot to mention with the Zero Original Grace is that it's kind of quiet. If you couldn't tell, I kind of like it would have been nice if it was like increased just by like 5 bits, but oh well. But like honestly, overall, like this is a pretty solid set of representation of Zero. I think ideally people probably would have assumed it would have been Strong Chrono Zero as the temperature overheats. One of the things I forgot to mention with the Zero original brace in the other video was that if you couldn't tell, it is pretty quiet. I think it would have been neat if it was like increased by like 3 bits or whatever the measuring and volume audio was called. But yeah, other than that, overall I do think this set is pretty solid. I think this is a really interesting selection in terms of like representation of Zero, just because I think people would have assumed it would have just came with all of his forms. For like that's what I would assume for a Zero set, but I do like it's just things associated with Zero. Obviously, we have him himself, his first ever fusion form. We have his arch rival, and then his self-acclaimed apprentice, disciple. So like again, it makes sense. I think for these two, it's just more of like, well, you know, it's just because these two are variants and such. So, you can argue that this could have gone to other Zero stuff like Strong Corona Zero and Luna Miracle Zero, but I genuinely thought this was Lunar Miracle Zero when I first originally saw the videos just because of it being blue. I did not see the red there. So that's just me being blind. Also, like, I don't know, can you really blame me when his arm is covered here? So, like, I don't know. It literally took me until I watched the video of this, like, before this arrived to me, of like, oh, so this is just normal Zero. um, Other than that, like, this was really inexpensive. I think it was only like $3 to pick up off of Superbuy. Now, like, ideally, like, I'm probably going to say this with the next one too. It would have been cool if this was just kind of like the Ultra Metal EX sets, where they like, I mean, it's at least better that these are not like normal Ultra Metal sets where it only came with 3. But like, it would have been cool if these sets also came with 6, because that's what China tend to release the Ultra Metals as. They didn't release them as 3 packs. Right? They didn't release them as like 3 per set. They released them as 6, just because like it's more for your money kind of thing. So it would have been cool if these did get increased to just 2 more. Again, just to probably come with you know, other Zero stuff, but I don't mind, honestly. So that's kind of all I have to say with this. Obviously, if you use your common sense, these do not come with stands. These are the stands from the Gashapon Ultra Metals. They just, obviously, because they're the same, they're similar things, so they fit. But that'll have to do with this review. This is Ryder, and I'll leave people. Bye.